Picture a quiet patch of open prairie in 1862. There are no fences, only grass and distant hills. Now imagine two pieces of news spreading across America that will change this land forever: the Homestead Act and the Pacific Railroad Act. The Homestead Act offers a simple promise on paper. Any settler can file a claim for 160 acres of land. If they live on it for 5 years and improve it by building a home and farming, it becomes theirs. For poor families in the East, this sounds like a chance to own land for the first time. It pulls people towards the plains and encourages fixed farms instead of moving across shared space. At the same time, the Pacific Railroad Act gives huge land grants and loans to railroad companies to build a transcontinental railway. For every mile of track they lay, they receive strips of land on either side, which they can later sell to settlers. Companies now have a strong reason to push rails west and to advertise cheap land along the route. When the line is completed in 1869, the impact is dramatic. A journey that once took months by wagon can now be done in days by train. Railheads appear at the end of the tracks where cattle and goods are loaded. Farmers can send crops to distant markets. The army can move troops and supplies quickly to any trouble spot. Power shifts towards those who control timetables, stations, and tickets. But the consequences for the plains are severe. The new tracks cut across buffalo hunting grounds. Railroad towns and fencing block old trails. Buffalo hunters kill huge numbers of animals to feed workers and to sell hides, speeding up the decline of the herds. Land that treaties had promised as hunting territory is now crossed by rails and dotted with homesteads. By linking homesteads and railroads, the government speeds up the scale and speed of settlement. Open land becomes mapped, claimed, and fenced, raising a harder question for the future. Where do the plains peoples go when the lines on paper and steel say they no longer belong? Now let's check your understanding. What did the Homestead Act 1862 offer to settlers who were willing to live on and improve the land? 2. How did the Pacific Railroad Act and the completion of the Transcontinental Railway in 1869 change travel and trade across the plains? 3. In what ways did homesteads and railroads increase pressure on buffalo and on the hunting grounds promised in earlier treaties?